Hi everyone. Okay, so our herbs have dried. I have brought them inside. If you see a mess, sorry. This is my desk where I do all my bills and everything is done in the kitchen. So as you can see, these are the dried herbs, and what we are going to start to do right now is pull them off and put them in this, and I'm going to grind them down, and then from there they will go into one of my ball jars. Now these are really nice jars. I'm going to need to pick some more up this year. I think I got these at the dollar store. I think it was a box of 12 if I'm not mistaken, under 20 bucks. I'm thinking probably more like 10 or 15. Though I have ran out of them, so I'm going to have to use an Old Spice jar in order to put my lemon balm in until I get some more of these ball jars. So what we're going to start doing is taking our herbs out, crushing them, and then put them back into a container so that we can use them when it calls for dried herbs as opposed to fresh, and in the wintertime. Now I pulled the leaves off of the stems. I guess you could keep the stems in there if you want. I'm not really big on the stems. I'll put them back into my compost area and let them kind of just decay down and reuse it in my compost for future gardening. Okay, so what we're going to start doing now is I'm going to start grinding up. This is the oregano. I picked up this, I guess it's like a pumice container and stone at one of our local flea markets for, I think we picked it up for maybe $3. Makes it much easier than me breaking it all down by hand like as I did last year. My poor fingers. But this works really well. Gets it ground down. You can grind it as fine as you want. I normally don't grind it into dust. I leave some full leaves, and then before I use it, I like to just kind of give it a little pinch and a swirl, and then I'll add it to whatever dish is calling for that herb at the time. I like to get out the aromatic properties of it. To me, that's what makes it, all the fresher, I guess, when I'm cooking. So that's about all I'm going to do to this. I just wanted to kind of stir up some of the leaves. And as I said, this is oregano, so we're pulling out our oregano ball jar. As you can see, it's empty. I used it all up. And I'm so happy it's summer again so that I don't have to go out and buy it at $3, $4, $5 a jar. I can just pull it straight out of my garden. Okay, so now I've got it in my jar. It didn't come up to a lot, but it's enough for now. And we do still have the rest of the summer to do it. Oops, just trying to get that up there. And what we'll do is go ahead and put our lid on. And, sorry guys, again, I'm new to this. And our oregano is now done. And what we'll be doing next is our lemon balm. And if you remember from my last post, lemon balm is really, really great to use instead of lemon zest, which I may use tonight when making my baked fish. Okay, so I'm thinking that my lemon zest may have gotten too dried out. I'm breaking some of it up in my hand, and I like to smell it, and it's just not smelling like it should. I'm thinking that I'm going to end up drying it another batch out We were doing a lot of things over the weekend, this included, and I'm thinking that I over dehydrated it. So I am going to get rid of this batch, which really I hate that I have to do that, but it just does not smell right. And with this dehumidifiers, as I told you before, the directions that I got with mine were not great, and I basically had to get a lot of my information from the internet. It's really weird because all of the rest of my spices that I've dried look amazing except for those. So I'm not sure what happened, but we will do it again and maybe just do lemongrass only, lemon balm only, and none of the others with it. So the next one I'm getting ready to de-stem and then crush will be my marjoram. And we have our sweet marjoram bowl jar, and it already has quite a bit of it in there, if you can see. So I'm hoping I can fit it all in there. So let's begin with the sweet marjoram. And as you can see, I've already started on the marjoram. I've got actually 2 trays of it that I've got to do before we get to the thyme. And that's what it looks like in my pumice stone, and some of the leaves that are going out onto the kitchen table. But we'll crush it up and fit as much as we can into my ball jar. We may end up having to use my extra spice jar that I'm glad I did not throw away to fit the rest of this in here, but that won't be a problem because I really love to use this a lot in my Italian dishes. It really makes it pop. If you haven't used it before, you may want to look it up, do some research. Again, question, comments, anything, leave them on my page. I have not gotten in a habit as of yet of checking it daily, but I will be checking it a little bit later today and answering any questions. Okay, and I'm starting on my second tray of the marjoram. As you can see, it's getting full, so I'm hoping to get the rest of it in there and crushed down and be able to fit in my ball jar without having to use a second jar. But we will see. There isn't many more left. I will be right back with the crushing. Okay, so here we are. I got it all filled up. Really only one herb left to crush, and that's going to be my thyme. I just want to try to get this down a little bit so that I can fit it into my jar. It's actually very relaxing for me. I don't know why. I've always liked to do this. Something very satisfying being able to grow your own herbs, use them onto something in a recipe, not buy them from the store. Nothing against that. I've done that for years. But this is something I actually just started last year doing. I love it. If y'all do something different that's easier that you'd like to send my way in the form of comments, I would appreciate it. Okay, so and here's the thyme, the last of the herbs that we set up and dried the other day. I'm going to be doing the same thing, putting it in a bowl, crushing it up, and then putting it into the bowl jar that I have labeled for it. It is relatively easy for the most part, unlike my poor lemon balm. Don't know what happened to it. But it is relatively easy and really nice way to have your own herbs. We will be drying some more over the weekend. Again, any questions, please leave them. When I sign on, I'll most definitely get back and comment back to you on them. Again, I hope that you're having a wonderful day, and goodbye from Louisville, Kentucky.